Good morning. My name is Danz. I've been a church member for 38 years. I was married here. 2 of my children were baptized here. 3 were confirmed here. And my daughter will be married here. Though joyful, those events don't overshadow the ways my personal faith journey has been enriched by this community. As a parent, a participant, a musician, a giver, a listener, and a learner. My introduction to faith came as a child. I'm a daughter of immigrants whose youth in World War II Germany had a profound influence on the way they lived. My father watched his mother trying to feed her family, digging through the garbage cans of Nazi officers, their own countrymen, too greedy to share. Drafted in the final months of the war, his unit disbanded as it became known that the war was ending. He walked all the way across France in ill-fitting, mismatched shoes, in a Nazi uniform, and only due to the goodness of the people that he encountered, who recognized that he was not a part of the war machine, who hid him and fed him, that he was able to get home to his mother, now her only living son. Daughter of a pastor, my mother remembers her father's struggles to write a sermon which would not offend the establishment and put his family at risk, while still conveying God's imperatives. She watched her mother giving her last loaf of bread to a beggar at the door, so that she had to be creative to come up with communion elements for the next day's service. A beautiful watercolor painting that the man offered as a thanks for that loaf of bread hangs in my home. It's a reminder to me of a small act of kindness. My parents lived by the verses of Deuteronomy 6, verses 6 through 7, which says, "These commandments are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk to them when you sit at home, when you walk along the road, when you lie down, and when you get up." Devotionals and prayers were a part of our daily life. Strangers that my mother reached out to from Agape sat at our Sunday dinner table and at Thanksgiving. We always sponsored a child or 2 from India. Long before they were trendy, we constructed genuine German gingerbread houses, which were then given to families in need. Today, at age 96, my parents' income is below the poverty level, but they give more than 50% of that to charity. My father sits at the breakfast table, genuinely thanks God for a good night and another day, though I know he'll not have slept well. He can't see or hear well, and he struggles to walk. My mother's arthritic hands still knit hundreds of scarves for the Oshkosh ABC program. They are people of generosity and strong faith. I was not always thrilled being the oddball kid of the immigrants, and I often didn't appreciate the lessons of humbleness and necessary frugality which were being taught at home. As a fiercely independent young adult, i.e., stubborn German, enough of those feelings remained that I chose not to rejoin my parents' church when the time came. Instead, I found this church. It ticked all the boxes for me: large congregation, excellent music, active outreach, meaningful worship. I thought that in a large congregation, I could be anonymous. Nope. I was soon drawn into the life of this congregation, and in no time, this was my church home. I love this church. I love its programming and its outreach. I take away something, whether tiny or profound, from every service that I come to. As a member, I'm called by God to support that which the Spirit has led us to do. With our stewardship pledges, We invest in the leadership and the programs of this church that we love. For years, our family renewed our pledge at the same level as the previous year, feeling confident that we were giving generously, and we were. The following Monday, however, we went back to work expecting that our businesses would give us a raise for the next year. What's wrong with that picture? We were wrong. As the chair of HR, I can tell you that some years the church staff have received little or no raises because of people like me. Let's give generously and support that which has drawn us to this church. In doing so, we are, in a sense, updating the software of this organization. Over many years, the roots of the Isaiah Project have been simmering, just waiting for the right time, the dedication of many, and the financial sustenance to move forward. That time has come. The dedicated many have planned and envisioned what our future can be. This is the hardware, the building, the grounds, the infrastructure. And let me tell you, as a member of council, it needs an upgrade. An inviting, safe, structurally renewed space for church growth, community involvement, and the programming that we love. These two things are intertwined and necessary for optimal functioning. The software needs the hardware, and vice versa. Our pledges are for today and for tomorrow, our children and our children's children. Along with the other church leadership, I've made our pledges. Our debate at home has been how to give generously without compromising our gifts to the many other charities that we support. At the end of the day, as I learned from the stories that my parents told me about growing up in Germany, it hasn't been much of a debate. This is God's call to us and an important part of our faith. When things are important, we find a way. Thank you.